Hello everybody and welcome here to the CyberGamer TV studio. Myself, Tobi will be your host for this evening. Got a couple of matches to get through tonight, and of course it's for the Intel Supercup, which is currently being hosted over there in Europe. Myself down here in Australia will be going to a European man. Well, he's got a couple of blends of himself. My co-commentator and expert for the match, Slesh. Good evening, good morning or good afternoon, wherever you are around the world.
We're currently like between good afternoon and good evening, so around about it. Yeah, say good evening. I think it's fine. We're going to cast all this evening, so will be exciting. MYM going up against Navi, Meteor Makers against Natus Windkill, and so both these teams are currently probably considered the top European teams, and I believe they played before, but we still would like to see who is coming on top of this match.
Mm-hmm. And of course, who does come out on top of this one will advance themselves through to the winners bracket final. Who will wait for them there hasn't been decided just yet. Who will actually face, there's the winner of the Shift vs S Turtle match yet to be played later on tonight. You then have the GGNet versus Team Slipping My Mind. That's the other semi-final for the winners bracket to be played here tonight. And this is, in fact, a semi-final, guys. So it is a best of three because we are at the semi-final. Losers bracket, they only have one match to get themselves out of that one. And then they just hope they do okay for that. But yes, we do actually have our two teams for tonight. Navi playing on the Sentinel side, MYM playing on the Scourge side. Already into the band some picks as well. Ancient Apparition, Weaver, as well as Visage, taken out from Navi. MYM have removed Invoker, Windrunner, as well as Batrider out of the lineup. And it looks like Slesh, we've got VS and Clockwork. VS was the first pick from Navi, taking support hero straight off the cuff. Malik answered back with ES and Lich, which we are definitely going to comment on in just a moment. And then Artstars is currently sitting with Clockwork Goblin, and he ends up finishing off with Pugner as well. But so far, both teams, you've got to say they're not showing their hands at all.
Not quite. At least, Vengeful Spirit and Clockwork Goblin are both very known gankers, while ES and Lich, on the other hand, are known as teamfight controllers. One word I want to say about Lich currently. In China, Lich is currently considered the most imbalanced hero in Dota. For his ability to destroy any solo mid with his Nova spam, survive a tri-lane, and as a support still deal like half of the damage in a team fight. So Lich is currently being considered, at least by 2009, which I consider the best captain again, as the best pick you can possibly have. But obviously it also depends on who's using him and in what lineup you want him, because he can play any roles.
As we are slowly moving our way through the picks, we see Potom going through as the third pick from Melk. So that's going to give us a little bit of indication of how they're going to play this one out. Navi are moving out. Wow, these guys are not mucking around. Like we've taken, 9 seconds of extra time so far? And we see Night Stalker as well as Enigma being banned out. Night Stalker, is he becoming ban material now?
Not against all teams, but Navi are known for playing Balana fairly often, so they don't want the long silence. Respect Ben.
I'm wondering if Mal currently has this listening in. Luckily, we do actually have a little bit of time delayed from this stream as well as the WAG TV stream, so there's no way he can cheat off this one. There is Volat inside the game though, and he could actually be commentating about it as well. However, I don't think Melk actually speaks Russian. Pretty sure he doesn't speak Russian.
I'm pretty sure too. would really surprise me.
Well, he's an educated man. It is possible. He has a girlfriend. Like, how did he impress her? I speak Russian. Ooh, that's a turn on. That's also heading ourselves down a very, very disturbing life of Melk and his girlfriend. Let's not.
You do realise you're currently being recorded, right, Tobes?
Oh yes, and I do realise I've actually said a hell of a lot worse stuff in the history of life. But luckily, 42 is the answer to that one. Waiting for our last ban to come out from Melk at the moment. Banning out Doom and Enigma, like you would have seen, like MYM's lineup right now with Lich, ES, and Potom. They are open for almost anything they want to do. Doom and Enigma, would Melk really go, you know what? Oh, I so want one of those heroes right now. Like, what was Artstyle thinking when he said, you know what? I'm taking him out.
Not sure on the Doom ban, though. MYM, they're not really known for playing Doombringer. In fact, not a single European team is known for playing Doombringer. GGNet has done it a couple of times only. Apart from that, normally European teams don't tend to play Doombringer, so I'm not quite sure on the ban there.
Yeah, well, he's been taken out from this one. Enigma, for everyone out there who is a big fan of the Black Hole, you're going to have to wait a little bit longer. We do see Coddle coming out, though. Coddle will be our 4th pick from Art Styles.
So, okay.
Interesting.
So this is interesting, because normally if you already pick Coddle as your 4th pick, your 5th pick is going to be even more unconventional.
Yeah, well... How would you actually run Coddle? Like, you can remember the old days of like a Coddle PO lane where you just freaking just shacker him up. Like, how is Na'Vi actually going to work it into their lineup at the moment?
Not sure yet. I'm currently, like, Coddle is known as a mana fountain and a guy who's exceptionally strong in pushing. On the other hand, you basically, Na'Vi's got two pushers. A Pugner and Coddle, and 2 hard gankers. So not sure which way they want to go, and laning is going to be interesting. I want to see how they want to lane this.
They could just be taking a little bit of a balance. Like, obviously, Malga's not going to want anything with a massive burst damage, especially knowing, like, I'm talking magic burst damage, because that's what you're going to get straight from Pugner. He's going to basically nuke your ass the second you try something like that. So he might just go raw damage out. But you're right, Na'Vi, they're kind of like, even with their picks and the way we're going through the draft right now, Malk probably can't say with all certainty they are going to go for this lineup, this is what we need. Like he does have the 5th and final pick to actually come out, but I'm interested now that you've actually said, like, if you pick up someone like Elazor, you'll come up with a more unique ban as the 5th one. Can Malk even predict that?
I don't think so. But still, running a pushing lineup against Lich and ES and Shadowfiend now as well, not really, in my opinion at least, it probably shouldn't work out that well. So you got great anti-pushes, you got great counter-pushes at the moment. Merc coming up with a Shadowfiend. Is Demon playing? Or... I'm not sure who's playing for MYM this time around.
Nobody actually knows until we get into the game. When we get in the game, we can find out who's actually playing what. But MYM's lineup, because we won't see one guy, they are down to 6 players now. So it kind of limits our choices.
I suppose that Playmate is...
Bristle?
Playmate is probably going to play. Bristle back? You got to be joking.
I haven't seen him since 2008. Like, seriously, in a competitive match, I reckon it probably dates back to 2008. In respect, pick. oh, that's a joke. This is like Bristleback. Yeah, man, that's a respect pick. My armor is so thick on the ass, you can't penetrate it. This could be bad. This could be very bad. This is prison rules now.
To be honest, if Na'Vi doesn't get this mid game, they're gonna get stomped so damn hard.
Oh, by the way,
no proper cap.
I cannot believe I didn't even think about this at the time of the morning. We actually have Milk, Mania, Misery, Demon, as well as King A. That is their lineup. You can actually click on their circles and find out.
Okay.
Small detail. Oh, Demon pauses. What is this? Even Vlad is like, what the fuck, man? Except I don't know why he's Rastafarian. But you have the last couple of seconds to pick up, and Na'Vi just like, what the hell? Pick your 5th and final as MYM buy themselves some time.
Why wait? Seriously, that's not fair.
That is not cool. That is not cool. I actually put a petition into IceFrog just the other day to actually ask him to reduce the extra time as well as standard time in the drafting stage. So, like, when teams take forever to get through it, they can't have that extra time. It makes you think on the fly. It's just the Dota style.
You got to decide that 2 people saying different things. One guy is saying that my girlfriend is bothering him. The other guy is saying it's his mouse. So, God.
As an official, if someone says you're having issues with your mouse and you are the drafter, that's fair enough. If Melk literally cannot have the ability to click on something, that's completely fine. If it's someone else random on the team, not so cool.
What a joke. Seriously, I don't think that this is fair. what MYM has been doing.
Yes, but luckily Vlad is in there. He is the admin. He's in fact the complete tournament organizer for this one. So if anyone has an issue, he's the one to have it. We just don't care from that point. Everyone else can discuss it later on the forums. But let's have a look at the lineup for what we've actually got. King A will be playing as Potter, Misery playing as Shadow Fiend, Mania. That's not really that completely random. He'll be playing as ES. Melk will be playing as Lich, and Gyrocopter will be in the hands of the man who you wondered if he was actually playing, and that was actually Demon. As you see another pause here. And Malk might not actually be able to play. Got a couple of issues coming through for him, which is slightly ironic considering this match was actually delayed 3 hours to allow him. But instantly Vlad jumps on. I was talking to Vlad about this before, and he's a little bit pissed off that MYM delayed this game by about 3 hours because Malk was going out to the movies with his girlfriend. That was the reason. It's a good reason.
Come on, let's just... I'm postponing like for a day, but
it was 3 hours for that one, and then Vlad was like, I was going to shoutcast everything all in a row. It's going to be great. It's going to be sweet. We're going to have a great night of Dota. Didn't quite work that way. And Vlad also doesn't speak like that. I just can't do a Russian accent, so I'm not doing that. But we can go through what Na'Vi have actually got. So Art Styles playing as our Bristleback, 818 Clockwork Goblin, 397 as the Vengeful Spirit, 333 playing as our Cottle, and a Pugna as 555. And do you actually know the reasons why Na'Vi have actually decided to actually use numbers? Have they just wanted to they went to China one time and at that point it's like, oh, we're going to use numbers in our names from now on?
Apparently Dandy answered this question by saying that they think that team performance is more important than performance from single players, and so they all had to or everyone had numbers and not necessarily just saying, like Dandy as his auto win and this kind of stuff. So, but whatever. And to the 555 is Dandy, by the way.
All right.
But I'm not quite sure why he's choosing these numbers. He said it in an interview, but I can't remember anymore.
It's completely fair enough that you can. That's the second time I've seen this from MYM. They fly out their courier just to get that early rune. Doesn't risk themselves. Courier can pop a shield off if he needs to, but it's literally just to deny the Sentinel or any other side from actually picking up that first rune. Even if it just gets wasted, it doesn't risk them, and they're happy to do so. Even then, that's a very defensive ward by Mania. Are they expecting early aggression?
Not sure yet. I should probably run through the lineup a bit. So Dandy, Na'Vi 555 is playing as Pugna, going up solo mid against Missy, so Misery's Shadow Fiend. On top lane, who's playing Bristleback? I think it's Artstar, isn't it?
Artstyles, yep.
Yeah, Artstar split it playing Bristleback.
Actually, already having a go. We've already got the missile going out. Magic missiles on top of Lich, trying to keep him back. 333 is going to be the first one to go down, but not before Malk does sacrifice his life. They did get the first blood, so be happy with that one. But Artstyle's right in the back to kill the retreating demon as the Gyrocopter. 2 kills for 1 coming out the board, and now Mania is forced downriver. Magic missile will hold him in place with a creep wave just to damage him off a little bit more. Is our mid rotating up? He's no, he's not. We'll just have Mania have himself a couple of fanboys until he gets himself free. But already 2 for 1 coming out in the border in favour of Na'Vi. But we did see MYM claim the first blood.
Yes, Demon claimed the first blood, although he died afterwards. But still good. Bristleback got a kill, which is certainly a good thing for Na'Vi.
Yeah, obviously, as far as item builds go for Bristleback, getting farm on top of him, where would you actually see him going? Especially with the heroes he's going up against. Are you thinking Hood to deal with the SL Misery? Have no health on you, dude. Yeah, that's going to work. Healing Salve is there for a reason. But as far as Bristleback goes, how do you actually see him going on in this game?
I think he should opt for a Vanguard first, probably. It's just a raw HP and the HP regen that allows him to stay longer in the battle. And the longer he stays in and the more stacks he gets, the more powerful he is.
Well, there you go for the first item. We'll see if Artstyles will agree with you a little bit later on to see if he does actually pick that up. We saw Gyrocopter just popping off that rocket once again. It's one of the most freaking annoyingest things you can see. It's like, oh, do I kill the rocket or do I just take the stun and just don't give a crap? interesting to see Misery really push back here by a 555. Like, we've seen one charge, we've seen sounds go off, just to try and keep him alive right now. Razor there from Misery, forced to use his mana off before he actually gets to probably the level he wishes to be at. But Misery does not seem like he's having a good time. We'll check on regen room bottle for Pugner as well. That's going to make his day even nicer. But we'll check the CS scores in just a moment. 555 calling it out as Misery. How are you? Decrepify as well as a blast. Perfectly timed. And we'll push Misery back there. No consumables left for him. And we still see Pugner there with the regen rune. So Misery literally states it out for everybody out there. He is currently getting raped on middle lane.
Yeah, he is. Dandy is doing a really good job pushing the limits of Pugner. Pugner obviously has a huge range advantage, and also having the better animation, the blast, and so Shadow Fiend has got a really hard time from levels 1 to 5 roundabout. I think on level 5 it's more even, but until then it's very difficult if the Pugner plays well.
Yeah, it's really hard to stay on top of him as well, especially if a Pugner gets farmed up and gets the correct roams off. His burst damage is just so massive that literally, if you're a squishy hero, if Lich finds himself out of position, then, well, he's currently level 2 and he's only just barely that. So he will find himself dead pretty fast. Interesting to see also Coral just blasting, would you dare say, blasts coming out from...
Mid.
Mid? Yeah, I hear you saying mid. We've already got the fallback from...
if you didn't see that, it's basically Misery just TP'd in, and Dandy just ran in, just stand next to him and blasted his ass off.
And that explains why he's got absolutely nothing. Looks like they want to do something on bottom lane, but I think Award definitely did spot him coming on down. So pot him unless he can pop off that arrow, and they get some form of great position on right now. Misery has just literally walked that bottom lane all for nothing, and it looks like he's already heading back right now. It's not what he wanted to do. Diving the top lane is exactly what Artstars wanted to do. He's almost managed to actually kill Melk, who's falling back right now. Buys off Obswars before he dies. Artstars gets the last hit off here. And wow, Demon doing whatever he possibly can. There's too many stuns, there's too much damage. Great Fitch going off. Not enough time to actually save his teammate. And MYM losing 2 on the top. And Na'Vi are now 4 for 1. That top lane is working wonders for them right now, while Pugner still free farms up that mid. We're even going to see the tier 1 tower actually go down as well. This is not what they actually had planned here, Slesh. Losing that tier 1 already. Na'Vi have definitely claimed that top lane. As I think we might have actually lost Slesh here for the moment, so hopefully he will be back in just a moment. As we do see Misery coming towards the middle lane. Lich, he's already put the Frost down. It's not enough to do any more. It would have only been a level 1 Frost with Lich at level 2. One more creep kill around him, and he will pop up to level 3, but that didn't help him for that initiation just there. Once again, Dendai coming in a little bit closer towards that middle lane. Doing what he can. Fissure goes off, just slowing him down on the front lines, and again bursting, draining, Misery! Pops into nothing, and manages to actually die. He was so close to his tower, but Dendai all over it. And there's another kill going off right now. 555 even just putting out the question mark of what the hell is going on. Bristleback is currently focused there by the missile, but already Gyrocopter has fallen back towards that tower. So he should be fine. Looks like bottom lane just having a little bit of harassment there. Clockwork Goblin wanting to try and get a little bit closer to King A. King A has been down on that bottom lane for a very long time right now. ES, Fissure, actually going in towards this mid lane. Melk is trying to fall back right now. This should be a kill, and is a kill. 397 just diving that tower. It's a little bit too far for him. And we did see Misery TP himself in there to make sure he got that kill. Still this bottom lane, Potom going up against, we got 818 there on the bottom lane. You can translate his number into a name, that would actually be helpful. But we do actually see that kill not coming on the bottom lane. Clockwork Goblin wants, I think, really wants to initiate. You've got to watch for his ultimate as well. If he gets a clear line of sight for his ultimate, then it's really going to hurt. Arrow flies in, Creep takes it for the team. Potom still tries to come in, put a Starfall off, just do a little bit of harassment there. Bottle charges. Should see the courier flying down there in just a moment to come back. We'll have a double check and see if Slesh has actually rejoined us. which it looks like he actually hasn't. ES wants to come in from the side. They might claim VS's life once again. VS caught out at the moment. One Razor in the wrong position. A little bit of lag must have come out from that one. Drain comes out from 555. That is Dendai. Magic Missile on top. It's not going to be enough. Misery will actually escape. No base damage. Massive charge was almost enough. And then he managed to actually escape off while top lane is still harassing off here. Bristleback taking it for the team and just pushing out this tier 2 tower. This is one great lineup here from Na'Vi. I'm wondering if they've actually held this Bristleback strat back until the semi-finals here of this cup, just to make sure they can bring down MYM. MYM, they are no slugs. They know what they're actually doing. TP in from King A. Wants to try and stay on top, put a percent of Starfall to help actually get that lane up. Not exactly what he wanted to do. It was more of an intimidation kind of thing. Generating your damage down the creep wave and then throw the Starfall. That actually gives you those last hits, which gives you the money, which is exactly what you want. Show me the money. Is what we're all about. And Misery has to fall back. Magic Missile now on top of Gyrocopter. R-Styles will actually get stunned right now. Razor goes off. There is no ultimate out from Misery. Still turns around. They manage to claim R-Styles' life down right inside the blast. He's going to keep on chasing this Vengeful Spirit down. Great fissure on top of it. Base damage should be enough, but no, it's not, because there was one Magic Missile up his sleeve, and they're trying to get the last kill there to Misery. They do get so as well. ES, again, Mania, fantastic support hero, was there for the block and managed to actually give them that kill while everyone goes back to normal. So 6 for 4, everything was going Na'Vi's way. Still is actually going pretty well for Na'Vi's way. They've claimed almost the top tier 1 and tier 2 tower. They would like that middle lane sometime very, very soon, especially if Dendai decides to make a push there on bottom. He's going to be very, very careful, seeing a Pugner with a DD rune on top. Starfall just to slow down that creep wave. TP support will be coming in. You even see the pings just coming out from 818. They want King A's life. Support is coming down. Melk is on his way. Bristleback will tank up that creep wave very, very easily. Pugner, Decrepify, Blast, Melk's in trouble. Missile goes off, Fissure blocking them off, so Bristleback can't get close enough. Melk goes back up towards the high ground, but it's not enough there. R-Styles does manage to actually get the last hit off. He does take a rocket for his troubles, but he just does still get the kill here. So 7 to 4 is where they end up, and we'll have another bit of a double check here and just see if Slesh is back with us. Can't actually hear that at the moment, so we will just, for everybody out there, just brace yourselves. We're just going to pause the game for a sec, so your screen will go black for just a moment, and we will see if we can actually get back in contact here with Slesh. And hopefully he will actually be fine, so we'll just give him another call back and make sure we're all good. But for everybody back out there, we'll get your game speed moving back again. There's always that bit of a jump at the end of it. Heading down towards this bottom lane right now. Misery, they're trying to have a go here, and they will get the go. Cogs do pop off, and will hold Misery in place. But already the kill has come out. So Misery does claim yet another life here on behalf of Shadowfiend. So we'll just see if that call actually did work. And how are you going, Slesh? Are you with us? Obviously, Donnie's having a couple of issues, so luckily this is a best of 3, so he will be back later on in the piece. But until then, you have myself, Tobi Kenobi, to keep you all entertained. Looks like a bit of a mid-push going to come out here from Na'Vi right now. Heading towards the tower, Pugner Blast, of course that does damage buildings as well. Very, very dangerous when you're getting massively pushed here, like MYM is. There's a second blast coming out, so that tower is only one blast away from dying right now. Netherward is also sitting on the front lines, only level 2 Netherward, using that blast and die just to get the last hit off. Rocket wants to do a bit of a scout around, make sure there's not that many people hanging around. Vengeful Spirit now moving up. It looks like there is a ward there from Na'Vi, watching their own movements go up. Potom trying to retreat himself back out again. He's trying to hold off on that leap so he doesn't catch himself completely out of position. Support is coming up from Pugner and VS. So they might try and go off here. Good aggressive wards here from Na'Vi as well. Just sitting on top. Arrow flies out. Doesn't reveal anyone back because they're going to rotate themselves around the rear. If Potom just overstays his welcome right now, Cotter wants to come up. Still on the, well, I would say warpath. In fact, it is in fact warpath of Bristleback. Wants to get close enough to King A. Wants to also get the last hit in that tower. Glimpse is going to delay that one, but Arcel still managed to get the last hit on the tower. Pugner and VS managed to catch out ES, who was running up towards that top lane. So Vengeful Spirit as well as Pugner teaming up with enough stun and burst damage to bring down a roaming support hero like ES. 8 to 5 is currently where we are, still sitting. Goblin Zeppelin comes back in again, so we will see a couple of irons dropped off. Looks like Mech trying to get up there on Pugner. Down towards our bottom lane as we do see the save game come out. We should be fine. 8-5. What are we sitting for CS scores at the moment as well? So Shadow Fiend sitting at 40 for 5. The best thing for him at the moment is the fact he's managed to get 4 kills without any deaths, since he's actually had those first 2 deaths. So he has almost claimed 1,000 gold for those kills. 219 is what he's actually lost. 53 for 8 coming out for Potom, who was 0 for 1. It's like clockwork. Goblins actually jumped on top of Misery right next to the tower. The kill does come out from 555. So Dendai gets the last hit from that one. It would have been the Nether Ward that did that for him. But they did actually lose A1A, so Clockwork Goblin dying in the process. ES will try and slow down this approach on this bottom lane. Na'Vi will finish off the last of the standing MYM Tier 1 towers. 9-6 currently where we're sitting. Melk forced to fall back here. Artstyles being aggressive, turns his back towards the creep wave. That's where he's got more of his defense. Wiping out those frickin' bristles that just pop straight out there. Poisonous, slow, as well as dealing damage. It's not really cool. And once again, 555, Dendai gets the last hit there. That mech is only a couple of things away. It's not that far. And considering every single time Na'Vi kill a tower, they get themselves an extra 200 gold for every single player in their team. And I don't think they've missed a single last hit just yet, which we can check out a little bit later. The fact that Misery just died just before then is not going to help him. Netherwall Blast also not helping him. He'll be quite able to tank it though, but no, he won't. ES Vision did stall them off here. Still Netherwall Blast coming off, and Misery's got to be careful. They've got to kill that Netherwall before they can engage, especially at level, well, it's only level 3. Imagine the damage it will be doing if it was actually level 4 as well. Looks like Gyrocopter trying to escape off here. Wild Clockwork Goblin on the chase. Potom is around. Can he get a freaking thing off? I'm looking for Renee, and it's an arrow. Won't actually come off. Bristleback was hanging around in the neighborhood. And wasn't enough. 818 managed to get the last hit for that one. And Demon dying inside the neutrals of his own team as the Scourge neutrals. 555 just being held in place a little bit longer. He has a mech charge up his sleeve if he wants to use it. Happy to use his magic wand charge, keep that mech for a rainy day. Bristleback still farming at that top. There's that Vanguard, just as Slesh predicted. Planeswalker's cloak up him now too, so he might decide to go for that hoods for the second item. Already got that raw HP and regeneration, so why not throw a little bit of magic immunity as well as more regeneration on top of it? That'll work for you, especially when Misery is trying to pop off razors on you. If you can tank a razor and tank basically every single melee damage, it'll be quite alright. A drain coming out there from 555, just regenning himself up a little bit further. Ready to push out towards this tier 2 tower in the middle lane. Well, that's happening. Gyrocopter try and defuse this situation up the top. Clockwork Goblin going to look for a bit of an opening. ES and SF already falling back, knowing that tier 2 tower is no man's land. They can't go near there. As I say, that looks like Malk actually managed to get a kill on the bottom lane. So that must have been a bit of an unfortunate bounce there for 333. Our boy in yellow for this evening. So tier 2 tower will go down as well. 555 once again with the last hit there. It is very, very easy when you have those Nether Blasts up your sleeve, but that was actually with the standard damage. Nether Blast has helped them actually get that last one down. Arrow flies up, hits Pugna straight in the face, so Dendai not going to be too happy with that one. He could have got a kill, man. Won't really care though, because the tier 2 tower is just hanging around. Sal's there to tank it up and push it out. We'll be able to do so pretty easily as well. Misery just heading back up towards that top lane. We will have to check out what's happening with our Skype settings just a little bit later, because I still can actually hear my co-commentator, but we will actually get that sorted sometime soon. Tier 2 tower is going to fall in the meantime though. I think that's the first last hit which hasn't been taken, but that's every single tower outside the MYM base that has gone down so far. Potom, Starfall goes down, try and slow them down. Looks like Na'Vi don't want to actually stop just yet. And we will see the entire team from MYM come through. Fissure goes off. Does manage to catch Dendai just on the edge of it. Looks like we still have that Nether Ward just planted down the ramps. It's a little bit too far for MYM to come in close, and they can't let off those spells just like Demon did. He's already taken a lot of damage from the Nether Ward, not to mention Bristleback being on the back of it. And he does pop one freaking spell, and he thought he might have been out of range of that Nether Ward, or the Nether Ward might have timed out, but it hadn't. He did get blasted, and Demon is now currently pushing up the daisies. 11-7. King A wants to come in as well. Starfall off the back of the Fissure has dropped Bristleback down on very, very low HP. Pugner is not looking good as well, even with that mech charge that has popped off. Wait for the Urn Lich now. Ulti bouncing, goes up, comes back down again. Pugner now getting nailed as well. Clockwork Goblin managed to kill Melk, who did actually get himself in close enough to let that big Chain Frost ulti off. Wasn't off. Nether Ward still in its place, and King A does know exactly what he has to do for that one. remove it before he can use any spell, does so as well. It's like top lane having a bit of fun. SF decide to actually push it off here, and 555 will come up. He has no Decrepify left anymore, and Misery will manage to actually TP himself back to safety and back to his main base. 12 to 8 so far. If you're a Na'Vi fan, you'll be very, very happy right now. If you're an MYM fan, you'll be a little bit concerned. MYM not out of it yet until they do actually lose that racking. On the plus side, however, they've managed to take 1 tower. There's a plus side. I'm going with it. It works. Energy booster coming down, so that will be actually to complete the arcane boots. Once again, another shaker with arcane boots. He's taking it for the team. Give man to everyone around you. Another one of the, won't say brand new items that came out a couple of months ago, but a new item to the world of Dota. If you're a classic boy, just like the Smoke of Deceit, which at the moment Ella's or Coddle is actually currently running around with. And looks like we're seeing a bit of a, Bristleback just stacking up the auras between the Ring of Brilliance as well as the Django. They're going to go for this middle lane. And it's that extra movement speed to keep up that little bit of a pressure if he can get a little bit closer. Can't get closer though. And YM being very, very defensive. Arrow does fly out. Manages to hit on top of Art Styles. That's going to be at least a 2-second stun. Wasn't a max range arrow. Still has a little bit of damage and did it to his side as well. So Bristleback not taking the full damage, but not taking the maximum reduced damage as well. It's like bottle in for Clockwork Goblin. He's going to really, really enjoy that one. Shadow Fiend trying to get whatever farm he can. BKB up on top of Misery as well. That's a decent farm for someone who's been having a lot of trouble so far during this game, especially considering Na'Vi have pushed them back so far. Farm is not easy for them right now. Gyrocopter letting off a Seeking Missile. Clockwork Goblin ulties in. Big Blast comes in and actually holds him out of place. That's not what he wanted. And now Clockwork Goblin's in a lot of trouble, even with the DD rune. Forced to fall back. Misery comes in. It's a big BKB ulti. They managed to claim R-Star's life as well as 397s. Can they get another one? There is still that Nether Ward there. They want it gone. They've got it gone. 2 heroes down, and Na'Vi getting a little bit too confident, just pushing in towards that tier 3 tower in the mid, and it was just a little bit too early, a little bit too premature, and that gives MYM one hell of a breathing space. They still don't have those tier 1 towers down yet, but they can at least get some form of map control back on their side. It has not worked for them so far, and now MYM might get a little bit more confident to move out of their own base, which is definitely going to be great for all of us. It's at this point too, guys, I ask you to bear with me. We're actually going to pause off once again and just see if we can grab Slesh back into this conversation.
Can you hear me?
Hey, there we go. He's here. We're good. Frickin' yeah. Just jump back into the game and double check I can actually hear you again, making sure it's not a sound setting on here.
Yeah.
Awesome. There you are. Cool. So we'll actually resume the game.
I've been actually, I've been following the game for a while now. But apparently, all the time you couldn't hear me.
Wow, something's going weird then.
Something's going really weird because currently I have no stream. I'm currently seeing nothing. It's just black screen. Okay, now it's fine.
Yeah, it'll come back up again. It'll come back up again. That was freaking weird. We're going to put it down to weird. It's the ghosts of Dota that are fooling around with sound settings, but we'll go with it. But so far, like, you've been following the game around, MYM, like, that last battle there, like, SF getting its ulti off, getting Bristleback down to start with as well, that definitely had to help their cause.
I think Na'Vi were too eager there. They were kind of greedy to end this as fast as they could, and nobody was really prepared for it when Clockwork Goblin hooked himself in. And great Fissure by Mania, which separated both sides and killed the Bristleback instantly, although he was pretty tanky.
Yeah, Bristleback did take a lot of damage before he actually went into that one as well, so a little bit cockiness as well as eagerness coming out from Art Styles to move inside the main base, always taking your racks like one of the hardest things you can actually do. Another fissure go off. Art Styles taking damage straight from the tower. A bit of a nether blast coming out there from the Pugner to do a little bit of damage to the tier 3 tower. As we do actually see Art Styles. It's getting rocketed out, followed up by a Potom Arrow. Misery going to do a couple of raises, drops Art Styles down to half HP. There's still a lot of regen on that front line, so we haven't even seen the mech pop off just yet. And once again, they are really harassing down this Bristleback. They don't want him from the front lines. They don't want him pushing in. I'm hoping we haven't lost you again, dude. Oh, I think we have. The gods of Dota are not being good. And I actually can't hear you, so if I actually can't hear you, then nothing is technically going through to the stream as well, so everyone in the chat shouldn't be able to hear that, which is a little bit weird. So yeah. Misery going to try and hold on to this mid tower once again, so rockets flying in there, a bit of damage still coming from the tower, whilst MYM tries to hold the lines off. Another blast once again, just try and damage off that tower. So even the tier 1 tower in the bottom lane might push itself out. There's a ping coming out from Mania. It's just like, come on, we can do this. Smoke of the Seed comes off, and now MYM will want to initiate. Elazor called out. Lich ulti will bounce around between Pugner and Elazor. It does go into the main creep wave. Misery wants to pop his ulti. Will get his ulti off. It does do a lot of damage around the area, but still no kills coming off. Demon might actually be the first blood to come out from here. He's caught out, and our Gyrocopter is the first one to go down. Mania finally plants the fissure down, bringing down 818. The Clockwork Goblin doing so much damage on the front lines, and Elazor once again throwing down the blast to head towards that tower. But both teams suffering one casualty apiece, and now Bristleback wants to have a crack at the tower. He came in a little bit too early there in the tower. She got regen after Pugner blasted it, so without that creep wave, that tower will automatically regen itself up. And that was not going to actually help off their cause at all. ES Fissure once again popping off. Pugner wants that blast. He might not get it. He's too close. Oh, Dendai overextending himself. Potom went for the Starfall and managed to actually get it as well. Needs to bring down that Nether Ward. Nether Ward is down, and Sentinel now 2 heroes down. There is 2 seconds, 1 second, 0 seconds now for the entire Scourge side MYM to be up, and now they can push it back here. Tier 1 tower is down the top. They need to claim the mid and the bottom one in this push. They've got 34 seconds to actually do it before we do see the Sentinel side back at full strength. Elazor instantly knows what the go is too, heading in towards that middle lane, ready to try and push it out if he can, or at least try and delay this push coming through. Rocker as well from Clockwork Goblin doing what he can. Potom puts the Starfall down. Yasha as well as a blade on top of him, and in comes Art Styles. Big blast over the top. Misery just a little bit far enough back there. Malk's armor will definitely help it. There's a frost armor at level 3 by the looks of it. Not to level 4 just yet, and looks like it's only level 2 on Shadow Fiend as well, so he's only just recently managed to level that one up. And MYM look like they'll be happy enough to actually fall themselves back, and Slesh will double check. Are you back with us again? Alrighty then, we're going to port it off once again, so I do apologise for everybody out there going, oh my god, but I want to watch it, what the hell's going on? And we'll just actually see if it's Windows being a dick. Which it definitely could be. It does that a hell of a lot. In fact, it actually... Oh, we did actually lose Slesh, so it's actually spiking really hard. So that's why we've actually lost him. So we will be back into the game right now. So we'll jump you boys back there so you don't have to go, oh, missed it. And there you go. So speed 1, we have actually lost him for the moment. So Styles going to push off this mid lane right now. Should also point out to Slesh as well that I actually can't see when he types in Skype. And it's a new setup we're running to improve your frame rate and give you high definition. Yeah, I can't see your Skype conversation. Anyway, R-Styles ready to push out this middle lane. Looks like we do see Pugner having a bit of fun there on the bottom lane. A lot of pings coming out there from Misery. They want a couple of kills. Misery actually caught between the Na'Vi side right now. He wants to have a go with the mid. There's no Blink Dagger, so we can't really take the entire initiation off, as the rocket flying itself down will actually attack R-Styles off. One Razor did cop that straight to his back, so he won't really care too much. Does he actually have that hood up as well? Not up just yet. It's also the magic immunity. I say magic immunity, magic resistance of 15% from that Hood of Defiance up. Not Hood of Defiance, from the Planeswalker's Cloak. An item you need to create it. And once again, Triple Fire getting the last hit on that tower. So much money coming towards him. Art Styles ready to push them out right now too. Na'Vi drops the ward, wants to make sure there's no smoke in the scene to actually help him, and that's actually exactly what they use. They use the Potom ulti to come in. They're right inside the ward. They predicted actually coming out there from MYM. Frost still going off. Misery towards the front lines, trying to do whatever they can to Arstyles, who once again gets Gyrocoptered rocketed on that front side, and Arstyles trying to push himself in here while MYM are scrambling everything they can to defend their mid-racks right now, where we see Na'Vi have literally just planted down a flag. ES Fissure goes off. In comes one Blink. BKB, not enough. He gets actually pushed to the side. Now the ulti goes off. VS, he wants his life. 1 hit, 2 hit. Razor, not enough. Misery caught out. Decrevified and blasted. He can't do anything more. And with SF in the sin bin, unless they can actually have a buyback from him, a glimpse buying time, Na'Vi will take this mid-racks. And even then, I reckon they'll just either rotate or push straight through the tier 4 towers. Is it a rotate? No! No, Na'Vi are falling back. No, they're rotating down. They're going to take care of that creep wave first. It's exactly where the TP is coming as well. In fact, cancels the TP from our boy in green. And there might just be a bit of a misclick coming out there from Gyrocopter, not wanting to get too close. Rocket coming in towards that middle lane, just damaging off King A and Melk, who now will be facing super seismic creeps with their next wave that will come in. In that time, though, Na'Vi will now push in towards the tier 3 tower in the bottom lane. 8 seconds before we have our big Misery back up again. Rockets falling from the sky. They want to bring down Artstyle. Still just trying to hit him off here. Lich Oldie bouncing around. ES Oldie. Big Oldie from ES. We've already lost 555. Mania did sacrifice his life to actually do that one, but the Lich Oldie bouncing around the Na'Vi side did manage to do enough damage to make him think to actually fall back right now. Misery wants to get up there with a blink as well as BK being Oldie. No, he gets stunned there. Magic Missile was enough. He's still bulleting him for a couple of raises. Managed to actually get one. VS swap back up again. BKB gets a kill there on Artstyles. The kill is coming from Melk, but it's not enough to actually keep Misery alive, and now they will push on this bottom lane while the top lane is being pushed by a creep wave as well. It is raining cats and dogs here for MYM. They don't know where to defend. Even Vengeful Spirit is pushing this tower down. Raw's going to help him out. Clockwork Goblin's in. Pugner's now back as well. Coddle, so much damage. Rax will go down on bottom as well. Top Rax managing to stay alive for just a moment. Tier 3 tower is still up, even though it is smoking. Melk trying to come in close enough to let off any sort of spell he can before he gets decrepified. Now drain. Of course, that does actually double the amount of drain you get from it. I think it's about a double or so thereabouts. It definitely increases the magic ability on it. Rocket still flying off, just pushing them back inside the main base. And 333 will wipe out the remainder of that Scourge wave. Bottom Rax is gone. Top Rax is all that remains for MYM. Luckily for them, this is a best of 3, so they could come back in the second game. We will have to find out then, but 18-14. Not even 30 minutes into this game and a double Rax down for MYM. So much pushing power, so much stability coming out here from the Na'Vi side. They're calling for a save. Who is currently being brought towards that top lane? It'll be our boy in blue. Elazar getting that TP off. 18-14, and there it is. Artstyles joins the top lane. Rockets pump off, and now they will attack this tower down, bring it down. Once again, another last hit coming out there for the Pugner. Up to 2,600 gold in his cachet. Melk doing what he can. Rocket goes off. They get the attack Bristol back front on, but he's already got so much life there with the Midshift Reaver on top. He was going for the heart. Demon tries to come around. Clockwork Goblin trapping Melk up there, just out of play. And even then, Demon takes a fall. 818 managed to kill Melk as well. And ES going to come back in there. Melk goes, GG, well played, go next. And MYM will actually lose the first of the best of 3 here of the semi-final. And that is not the way they saw this turning out. What will happen in the second game, we don't know, but stick around, guys. We're back here for game 2. Myself, Tobi and Kenobi here. Maybe with Slesh next time. We'll have to see how his net's actually going. But we'll be back here with your coverage here from the CyberGamer TV studios in just a moment.